through these text messages. It's seals. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? So you said, oh, here it is. Shit, I just... But you also do something, Amanda, that people do that you send like 4 text messages. Thoughts instead of just one big one.
Because people don't read the whole one.
Well, I didn't read this one either. But I was, because I had reached out to you, giving my number, said, I'd like you to be on my podcast. And then you wrote, I said, do you have a worse birthday? You went, ugh, yes. By the way, I've been taking tennis lessons. Tell me about it. Let's talk about it now. It's better on air anyway.
Literally, I know 2 things about you.
Okay.
3. You're tall.
There we go.
You're funny.
Handsome. Oh, shit.
And tennis.
Tennis, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Kosta hit me, and I just started playing tennis.
Well, I think we met, though.
We've met.
I feel like we maybe met in New York. Did you have a New York thing?
Yeah.
Do you live there?
I moved here like a year and a half.
For the True show?
No, I just was like, I'm done with...
fuck all that.
Yeah, I'm done with the fuck shit.
I used to host the Monday night show at the stand called Frantic.
Yes,
and that's
I've done Frantic.
Yes, I. You know what? That show was so fun. I met like everybody because of that.
Well, and it was just like Monday nights in New York are not even popping like that, so it's like boom.
Yeah, and for the first 4 months of that show, no one ever showed up, and then right at the end, it just was slammed.
Yes,
it was great. Super
when I
fun
did
show.
that show, I remember it being popping.
Aaron Berg hosts that show now. Hello, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Tell me about your tennis situation. What's going on with it?
I had to do this like advertising retreat with True TV.
Here we go.
It was like 60 people.
Nice.
So like all the executives, some talent, advertisers. For the record, I was one of 2 black people.
There we go.
So
where was it?
In San Diego,
Okay.
at some like fancy schmancy spa.
Okay.
And I watched tennis all my life. I'd never played.
Yeah.
And then we had to like take a tennis lesson.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is fun.
Did you dig it?
And I'm like, good.
I'm sure you're good.
Because I was an athlete. I was a gymnast.
Well, fuck, were you?
Yes, I was a competitive gymnast. So like once you are a gymnast, you can kind of do anything.
I feel like gymnasts do not. If once every 4 years they get respect because of the Olympics, but that is full body,
grueling,
hand-eye, year-round training. That is just you motherfuckers are.
It's a beast. I mean, 6 days a week, 6 hours a day.
Where did you grow up and where did you train?
I was born here. I lived here till I was 8, but I grew up in Orlando, and that's where I trained.
Okay.
At Orlando Metro. Go Metro.
What up, Metro?
And once a gymnast, always a gymnast.
Yeah, so what was your specialty?
I mean, I did all 4 events, but I was a bars master.
For real?
Yeah.
Do you ever hop on the bars? Where
whenever,
would you even do that?
So whenever I go home for Christmas, like we all have a reunion, and we go to the gym.
Yeah.
And we try and remember shit. I mean, I can still tumble. Like, I can still do a flip.
What are the 4 events? And actually, may I try to guess first?
Please.
Yeah. So this is women's events.
Yes.
Because it's different
and
than men's
that's
events.
the kicker. Yeah,
Okay.
people forget.
Floor routine, balance beam, bars.
But what kind of bars?
Uneven bars.
Woo!
Here we go.
Hey!
But anything I may have gained by the 3rd, I've lost by the 4th. Pommel horse?
Nope.
That's
I was
men.
gonna give you a clue.
Give me a clue, please.
It's
You playing along at home? I hope you are.
it's it requires a springboard.
Oh yeah, the launch pad. That's what I call it. No, the famous Carrie Strug.
Yes, the vault.
The vault. And men are rings, floor, pommel horse, vault. So, and is there more for men?
They have 6 events.
For God's sake, is that equal, Amanda?
Exactly.
I think men should do 5 and women should do 5.
That's very
That's a good
revolutionary.
compromise, right?
Yeah.
What do you
men
think?
do. I don't know why we don't.
I've seen your Twitter. You're not afraid of any topic.
I'm not. I don't know why we don't. I mean, I think that, a lot of these things were created so long ago.
I know.
When there was just this concept of like women aren't strong enough, and it's like we birth a person
we
through
create
a quarter-sized
people.
hole. I feel like we can handle a 5th event.
I agree.
But men, the thing is, like men's events are considered like strength events, and women's events are considered artistic finesse events.
Yeah.
So like men have, like you said, they have vault, pommel horse, floor, high bar,
High bar.
rings.
Rings is...
And then parallel bars.
Oh, yeah. That's my least favorite.
But that's the hardest.
Is it really?
Well, pommels is the hardest. Parallels is second.
Dude, even if I just hold my arms out for a minute like this, they'll get tired. And these motherfuckers, I mean, all gymnasts. But now, here's a question, and this is why I love doing this podcast, because I learn about my guests, and like, we're talking about gymnastics, which I love. There are physical differences in the gender bodies.
Of course.
Of course. So, do women want to do rings? And would that even be interesting? I kind of like that there's different events.
No, I do. I do like there's different events. I feel like women should have a fifth event that's not necessarily the same event as men's.
I agree. I think that'd be cool. And I'm down with that. I mean, you know, in tennis, which is my sport and was how we started talking about this, in the Grand Slams, men play 3 out of 5 sets and women play 2 out of 3. And a lot of the male ego is saying, well, why are they getting paid the same when we're playing 3 out of 5? But then I love Serena, who's like, I'll play 3 out of 5.
Let's do it.
Bring that shit on. But the problem is only Serena in a select handful, yeah, could do that.
You think?
Well, the rest of the field would need to catch up.
Which is why every Olympics, gymnastics changes their code of points.
Okay.
And it forces the sport to get harder.
To evolve.
To evolve, yes.
I love that.
So then people are literally forced to have, like, there's stuff that gymnasts are doing now that 10 years ago was just not even conceivable.
Yeah, you look at the track times as well. It's like, that was considered scientifically impossible.
And now it's
to
like,
run a 4-minute
if you
mile.
don't do this, you're not even close.
The women's field in tennis is not as fit, but you better fucking get fit.
That's what I feel.
No, I'm down with you on that, and I think we'll probably start to see that. I think we're doing a pretty good job in this country. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we got some other countries that are still making women just wear fucking, like, only see their eyeballs and shit.
But a lot of those women are making that choice too, so we can't do that.
Here we go.
We can't say that.
Okay.
But I feel like I feel like the burqa is the least.
Okay.
The least issue
thing
of those
to be worried about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's the more so the concept of why, because some women wear it because they're like, I don't want to show my body, and this is my deal with God.
Sure. Cool.
But some women are wearing it because if they don't, they'll get killed.
Or if they sleep with someone else, they are allowed to be killed.
Yeah, in front of everybody.
Damn.
Yeah. And so,
Damn, that's some shit.
But then we are in a country where I feel like that's not that far-fetched.
You think? You watching The Handmaid's Tale?
You took it out of my mouth. I was just about to say it.
This show is killing it right now.
Oh,
you watching it, Aaron? You know what it is? No, Aaron's not. Aaron's too busy editing
ruining
podcasts.
my life.
Tell me why it's... We're talking about The Handmaid's Tale, and right now we're recording this in May, so we're kind of on episode 6 or 7 right now.
We're on episode 6.
Okay, so when this airs, who knows where it'll be? But why are you responding? Why is everybody responding to this show with such intensity?
I think it's very visceral because we're seeing just like the reality of how backwards our country is, and we didn't think it could happen, which in the show, that's a sentiment that gets echoed a lot. Like, wow, we didn't think it could go this far.
Right.
So, like, when you see Donald Trump, who was not by any means hiding his extremism and his ignorance, and, like, he was willfully put into office, and then, like, his VP, Mike Pence, is, like, no holds barred, extremist, homophobic, racist, etc., down to Jeff Sessions, Betsy DeVos. Like, all these people haven't been slick about it. It's not like they're
not hiding shit.
Hiding anything. And people are like, yeah, we're cool with that. Yeah. We're cool. And so I think that when you see just that happening now, you see how easily like something as extreme as what's going on in The Handmaid's Tale could take place, because it really just boils down to people not really grasping how
this a couple decisions and we can get to this point. Now, one thing I love about the show is how they'll just be walking down in the market, and then you'll just see a body hanging. That's like crazy. But here's my question for you: from LA, New York, you're coastal elite. Period.
I grew up in Orlando.
Oh, sorry.
Don't forget.
Excuse me. That's real fucking
We've
America.
got a lot of...
Okay.
Yeah, we have enough Confederate flags for everybody.
Excuse me. Yeah, because I met you in New York, so my brain did that. But you're right. Orlando's fucking real as can be. I'm from Michigan, real as can be. Do you think real America is responding to this show the same way? Because I live here. I more or less agree with the thoughts here and the belief systems here. And I see this show and I go, yeah, we're not that far away with Trump, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But are my friends in Michigan thinking the same thing?
Are they? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are they even interested in watching it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Like,
I mean, it is a bestseller. The book itself
written
is
in 1985.
Yeah, it's a bestseller. It's considered a new classic.
Right.
You can't really. I mean, I can't imagine something becoming a bestseller just from Coastal Elite purchases.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm curious if it's even being taught in schools and like what that curriculum looks like, because you're right. Like, I think, and that's why like doing stand up, you have to go to places like Corpus Christi and Kansas City, et cetera, because you get tricked into thinking that like LA and New York or even Chicago and the Bay, like you get just tricked into thinking like we all think like this. And then you go to fucking, where was I recently? In Connecticut, which by the way is not the hotbed for progressiveness.
That's correct. That is the hotbed for fucking country clubs and squash and
but also weirdly
a meth cities as well. Yeah.
And like our driver, it was me and Roy Wood Jr.
What up, Roy Wood?
We were doing Ahara's casino.
Yeah. Okay.
And our like Uber driver was like, yeah, you know, Trump looks great for 70. And we were like, and I just feel like regardless of your politics, that's not true.
That's not true.
It's just not.
He can't even stand like a normal human. He's so wide. Go ahead, continue.
No, I was just, and so we did 3 shows. No, we did 4 shows.
Yeah.
And, you know, Roy and I are both politically social commentary, woke comics. And we walked a couple folks.
Did you?
We did walk a couple folks. We felt good about that.
Well, look, I mean, you were booked, I hope, because of that. Not because you walk people, but because
we're a type of comedy. Yeah, but you know that casino crowds are 3 types of people. It's either people who have tickets just year round, so they're just going to come regardless. Then it's people who wanted to see you.
So are fans of yours and Roy Wood Jr.'s.
So show up. Or it's people who just are in the casino and are like, well, I guess I'll go to this shit.
Or their fucking chicken sandwich was cold and the concierge came over and said, here's 2 tickets to the comedy show.
So you just end up there and you're like, I didn't come here to hear about your talks about racism. That doesn't exist.
It's good to walk a couple people because that means you're taking a stance. It's a strong point of view. Hopefully it's funny. But yeah, there's nothing like the unintended comedy audience member who doesn't want to be challenged. Because you're going to get challenged.
Yes.
Now, hopefully, our job is I'm going to challenge you, but it needs to be funny, so you're also laughing.
Yes.
That's always the hardest part.
It has to be funny. But we did, I mean, I just bring it up because in response to Handmaid's Tale, you just see like, just because you think like this and everyone around you thinks like this does not mean that there's like there's a whole other mass of people who really don't.
Was your Uber driver white male?
I mean, as white male as it gets.
Yeah. Because it's interesting, because the night Trump won, here people and we're still talking about it, but I think it's still interesting. People were crying here. I mean, like actually crying at the Comedy Store. Yeah, people were really, truly crying. It was a weird time. The next night, I flew to Erie, Pennsylvania, and this man picked me up who had 1 leg.
Okay.
And he lost it in Desert Storm. And he was hungover from celebrating Trump's victory. And this was all within 12 hours.
Right,
I went from a crying city to a man who's a veteran that was like, I'm so happy we finally have. And it's just like you forget about this. It's an enormous place.
Yes.
And stop playing to just people that agree with you.
It's tough.
And that's what I love about stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 Mexicans that were Trump voters in my crowd the other day.
That blows your mind.
It blew my mind. And it made me literally like go home and be like, okay, you got to really tackle this for real because I genuinely got stumped. I didn't even know.
Yeah. You got trumped is what you got.
Hey. So watch The Handmaid's Tale with an open mind.
So what I want to do, Amanda, before we get into your worst birthday, which we will. When is your birthday, by the way?
July 1st.
Oh, okay. I believe I wish I had all these memorized. Who was July 1st? Jimmy Pardo, maybe?
I think it was Joe Prano.
Joe Prano. I think we've had a lot of July 1st.
Really?
Yeah, we have
cancers are very common
cancers. Well, if anyone who knows Joe Prano, know he is a cancer. Here we go.
Hey.
Trumped. All right, so this is a worst birthday. You can email me always your worst birthday, Michael@michaelkosta.com. Or you can call and leave a voicemail 90952 worst. It should be flashing in front of your eyes right now. It's not. We don't have that capability. 90952 worst. You can leave a voicemail. The more I get, the more I share with our celebrity guest. So I'll read this to you, and I want to get your feedback. This one actually is from a friend of mine named Fielding Edlow. I never knew that friends could actually also email me. What up, Amanda? Amanda, what's the snap? Instagram?
We're Insta-snapping.
Insta-snapping.
Hey.
All right, so this is what she says, and I want your feedback on this. So you got to pay attention. You want to snap? You want?
I'm listening.
Okay. Hello, Michael, a.k.a. the Great Gatsby of L.A. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I guess because I'm secretly in love with a woman and I'm a multimillionaire. None of that's true.
Nope.
My worst birthday was my husband's Larry's 50th birthday. So this is all.
So it doesn't even have to be your own.
This is the first time this has ever happened, Amanda.
Okay.
Normally it's your own, but I kind of like that she's saying the worst birthday I've experienced was my husband's 50th birthday.
Like it.
He had the utter chutzpah. Am I saying that right? Do we have any Jews here? You're Jewish, right, Amanda? He had the utter chutzpah to rent out some rat trap theater in Atwater Village and hold 120 of his closest friends hostage while he decided to tell 4 long stories from his life. Okay? One of them was so depressing and long that his one minor celebrity friend, Mike O'Malley, do you guys...
Minors. She prefaced it with minor.
She said minor. I don't know Mike O'Malley. Hopped up and told a long story about his own career just to get the focus off his theater hostage situation. Maybe some of your listeners are thinking, this wife sounds like a real cunt licker. She wrote it, not me. Well, talk to me when your husband puts on his best press slacks and then tells a 28-minute story about 9/11 on his birthday. I like that this is still her worst birthday.
And I like that he's wearing slacks.
Slacks. He pressed slacks, Amanda. And he didn't even save anybody or jump into the burning pile. He just rushed down there and stole some fireman gear and pretended he was being useful. I mean, now you sound like a cunt licker, bro.
Why are you married to him?
I know. They have they have a great web series called Bitter Homes.
That sounds right.
And it's great.
Bitter Homes and
I probably said it wrong, Fielding, but if you Google it, that'll show up. And then we'll wrap it up. I told Larry I wanted to host a classy, private, intimate dinner for him at Cafe Stella, but no, he insisted in depressing the shit out of everybody we know. And I know everybody was bored and horrified out of their mind because they came up to me afterwards and conspiratorially whispered, "Man, your husband." Hopefully Larry won't hear this. What do you think about that, Amanda?
I think that that does sound like some whack-ass shit. It also sounds like she didn't even see it coming. Like, I feel like you would know if your husband had the propensity for this type of fuckery. It sounds like she's really just had no idea.
Well, he's an actor.
Oh.
She's an actress. So, like, you know that
So she didn't, but it's like she didn't know it was going to be performance.
Yeah, that's a great question, Fielding. Hopefully you can let me know or email me, michael@michaelkosta.com. But
they all showed up. How was this? I want to know how this was also, like, pitched. Like, how was this promoted to the family and friends?
Right,
like,
right.
Hey, I'm doing a one-man show for my birthday? Or was it just like, come by, there's drinks, and tails?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I find this a little opportunistic.
Absolutely.
To say, and I know Larry's a great dude, but to say, like, hey, you have to come. It's my birthday, and I'm going to run this fucking hour-long story by you guys. But then again, I also enjoy when my father turned 70 a couple years ago, and he just, as 70-year-olds do, like our boy Donald Trump, he just said, fuck it, I'm celebrating me. And he got the party, he organized the food, he paid for it all, and he's like, we're celebrating me.
I just celebrated my mom's 70th birthday last weekend.
Like that.
In Memphis.
Okay.
My mother is not from Memphis.
Okay, so I've always wanted to celebrate my 70th at Memphis. Why were you in Memphis?
My mother is from Grenada in the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
So Memphis is like foreign to my mom.
Yeah.
So she like grew up listening to Elvis and Otis Redding and Rufus Thomas and all these artists. My mom is like a huge music fanatic. So Memphis has been this like hotbed of music.
Dope.
That she's been fiending to for like years.
Yeah.
She's like, we have to go to Memphis. I'm just like, what? Do we? Low key.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great. I mean, I'm not a big music person, but the history of this city. Elvis lived there, or Graceland is.
Graceland is. We didn't even go to Graceland. That
Okay,
gives you how
okay.
much.
Yeah.
We were there for 3 days. We went to like 6 museums.
Wow.
Memphis is also where Martin Luther King was assassinated.
I did
and
not know that.
they made a museum out of the hotel.
Damn, it's not a functioning hotel anymore.
No, it's the Lorraine Hotel, and it was
Wow.
also one of the only like black-owned hotels in the South.
Yep.
So like, you know, when people were traveling, when black people were traveling, they could stay there
Yep.
during segregation.
Yep.
And then they have like the Blues Museum, and then
Yep.
they have like this Rock and Soul Museum.
Who
and
else was there with you and your mother?
Me, my mom, and my aunt.
And your aunt.
and myself, and we like.
That's nice.
It was just nice, and it was. My mom was like, "We're doing this.
We're doing this
because this is what I want to do."
I like that. I also look, listeners, 3 people. What do we always say? Be with a small group of people that love and care about you, and lower your expectations.
Lower your expectations.
And you'll have a great birthday.
It's true. Lower your expectations.
Yeah.
I have never been so impressed by a Bass Pro Shop.
They're impressive.
They had an alligator. They had 2 gators.
Really?
In the Bass Pro Shop.
Why
in
were you
Memphis.
there?
Because it's this giant pyramid, and the minute you land,
Yeah.
everybody's like, "You're gonna go to the Bass Pro Shop."
No shit.
Everyone, and by the way, also Uber in Memphis, it's everyone's first day Ubering.
Right. So right.
All of your Uber drivers don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You either have like Uber drivers who are like vintage Uber, where
Yeah.
you're like, this is all you do, and they're like, you got to go to the Bass Pro Shop,
Yeah.
you got to go to the Rock and Soul. They run it down. They tell you the parking. They tell
Yeah,
you everything.
yeah, yeah.
Or you'll have people who are like,
Yeah.
are you Amanda? Do I need to see an ID? And it's like,
Oh,
you
Jesus
don't
Christ.
have
No,
to.
dude,
I
that's
can just
why-
tell you.
Yeah.
So I had one chick who was just parked across the street. She was just parked across the street, and I was like, Are you Fiona? And she was like, yes. Mad.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you got to come to me.
Yes.
This isn't a yellow cab situation.
So Memphis, but to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
point, like
yeah.
my mom is 70.
Yeah.
And this is what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And we lowered the expectations. We could walk everywhere.
That's great.
The barbecue was great.
I heard it's great.
You know,
Is
and
Beale Street the street?
that's the street.
That's the street.
You
This-
walk down Beale Street, they just have music playing, like literally it's like, have you been to South by Southwest?
I have not been there. No.
South by Southwest is the same thing. It's like
Okay.
just venues.
Yeah.
And so every single venue has a different music playing, and
But
she's pleased.
unlike Larry's birthday,
Correct.
Your mom didn't have a fucking hours of speeches and
I kept them to 15-second Insta
yeah. I
stories.
said, come on, Mom. Yeah.
That's it.
This makes me laugh. This is very much an LA birthday, I
That's
think.
absolutely
You know?
an LA.
Yeah.
The only thing that would make it, I need to know if there were programs.
Yeah. We'll find out. Fielding, email me. Were there programs?
I need to
did
know
Larry make programs?
if there were like story synopses.
I know Larry a little bit. I don't think he's the kind of guy that actually was thinking, I'm going to throw a birthday and maybe get an agent out of it. I think he was probably thinking, I want to celebrate me, and I got some interesting stories, and let's talk about it. But who knows? Who fucking knows? People that are
thinking that-
actresses and actors are fucking crazy.
I'm
so.
like, is this something I mean, I feel like as comics, like we do this all the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
So you can come and catch my birthday fairly
yeah.
often.
Yeah, tonight it is the Belly Room at the Comedy Store. But, one thing I will say that I'm happy about with stand-ups is we have an outlet pretty much every night.
Yep.
Actors,
Yeah.
they audition for 50 seconds. No thank you. You never hear back.
That's why you can't date actors.
You can't date actors. Hell no. So we get to actually have an outlet.
And an immediate response.
Immediate response.
Whether it's a good or bad one,
Yeah.
you still get
Yeah.
an immediate response to what you've done, and you can move forward.
You can move forward, and there's no bullshitting that response.
You're either funny
On
or
the
you're not.
yeah, on the phone, there, about the audition. Oh, we loved him. He's great, but I didn't get the part. Comedy. Did you love me? Because you didn't. You're all on your phone.
That's how I found my way to stand up.
Tell me about it.
Because I've only been in stand up for it'll be 3 years.
Wow, you're remarkably good and comfortable for that period of time up there.
Thank you.
You are, for real.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because I spent so much time. I've been a host
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, and then I was doing like Best Week Ever, and I was doing funny shit.
Yeah.
Just not
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
space. But I was doing music for 10 years, so I was like I'm on like Q-Tip's last album.
What?
And I was like opening for the Roots.
What? Doing what kind of music?
I sing and I rap.
Here we go. Where do we find that that stuff?
You can use YouTube. Amanda
YouTube
Seals.
you.
Yeah.
I should have done that, shouldn't I? From gymnastics, Memphis.
I've had a life.
Yeah, you've had a life.
We've had a life on this show.
Yeah, we have.
We've traveled.
Tennis.
It started with forehands and backhands.
Yes, it did.
But one thing that I had to get out of music because I realized I would never be willing to give up what I would have to give up to get to the success I would consider a success.
Sure.
Like I looked at Beyonce. I was literally at an event and I looked at Beyonce and I was like, I just don't.
You don't know if you could do that.
I don't know if I could
know.
do it. I really would. I know Beyonce, and I was like, I can't. Like she came. She was like, Amanda, I love your eyeshadow. Who did it? And I was like, I did.
I did it. Yeah.
I did, and I was like, you know what? I can't see that. And then
too much of sacrificing you and your integrity and your personality and everything.
That's the other part, the personality part. Because like at the end of the day, like you as a comic, the best part is like it's all based on you.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who just really is good at being me.
You're good at being you.
So I'm like, okay, can we just do this?
Yeah.
And also the best part about comedy listen, there's people who have definitely broke the algorithm, but for the most part, it's a meritocracy. If you're funny, you can make some headway. If you're not funny though, you can't. And I love
you
that
can
there's
buy
only,
all the Instagram followers you want. You still need to be funny.
I love that there's only one compliment in stand-up.
Yeah.
You're funny.
I like that.
That's it.
Yep.
There's no like, I liked your energy.
Yeah.
You know, like with music, you can front. I have so many ways of not telling you I liked your performance without telling you I didn't like your performance.
Right.
You know, I liked your energy.
Yeah.
Ooh, the band was killing.
Yo, that lighting cue was awesome. Yeah.
I loved your transitions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ooh, like that one note. Ooh,
that one note.
Ooh.
If somebody came up to me after a show and said I loved your transitions, I'd be like, oh, I must have sucked.
I've had to do it before.
Yeah, that is tough. And I always say, if you really are funny, you're guaranteed some amount of success. Now, what level?
Well, there's also being a hard worker.
There's hard worker. There's luck. There's
looks.
But if you are funny, looks. If you are funny, you're guaranteed some amount of success. But if you're not funny,
there's no auto-tune in comedy.
No, I guess the equivalent would be hiring someone to write an act for you. I think that would be maybe. Yeah. But
you still have to.
You still got to do it. You still got to do it, and even then, I don't.
I mean, there's hacky shit that happens, but there's hacky people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the other part of it. It's like whenever I see hacky shit win, you get mad at first because you're just like, God, this is so fucking. But then you're like, yeah, but those are the same people who voted for Trump probably.
Yeah.
So
or that is actually how his brain works. What's hacky in music? Auto-tune, singing over, like not actually singing, like doing over your own vocals or something.
I just feel like when you are auto-tune is a big one.
Yeah.
Also, like just making it more about like image and less about like actually creating like songs that have value. Like you can't shit on Gaga because even though she's like this whole image, she also has like solid music.
She can back it up.
So you're like, okay, I get it. But then you get these folks that come out that are just like they're just a presentation. And you're like, but are you really singing?
You like Miley? Do we like Miley?
No.
No, why not? I don't disagree with you, but I don't know enough about music to really feel like I form an opinion.
For me, Miley is somebody who like tries on styles, and then she moves on to the next thing. And especially as like a black person, she like tried on like black culture, like like I'm gonna twerk and I'm gonna be dating Mike Will Made It, and now she's like talking, and I'm gonna be referencing Jay-Z in my songs, and then she says I don't even know who that is.
Right.
So like, okay, someone wrote that for you and it sounded cool.
That's what it feels like.
And now she's doing this whole thing where she's like, like I'm just past that, like I'm beyond hip hop.
I feel like she has and this strikes me as the opposite of you. She has no idea who she is. And so she's got to be this chameleon, and that probably comes from the fact that she was world famous at the age of 10. And
I was on a TV show when I was 12.
Here we go. Here it is.
And I can tell you, like, it's a weird, like, I think I came out normal just because my mom is my mom was normal.
Right.
But the other kids
what
on
was
the
show,
it was called My Brother and Me on Nickelodeon.
Hey.
And I'm the only one who like quote unquote made it.
Really?
Like no one else, and I was just a co-star. Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be on 2 episodes that liked me, so they wrote me into the whole series.
Yeah.
But like I wasn't part of the conception of the show. But their parents were crazy,
Fucking nutsos.
and we're just like really about like I'm making my child a star, you know. And I think I too wasn't even about that life. Like I remember being like, can I go to gymnastics? Like why? I remember fighting with my mom, like, do I have to go to this audition because I'm supposed to be working out the level 10s today, and this is a big deal. And she was like, can you shut up? Yeah. But I think that
sport keeps you real humble.
It does. You split that beam, and you're not important anymore.
That's what I always said. Like my kids will always play sports, even if they're bad, because you get cocky. Someone in the locker room hits you in the face, or someone elbows you. It keeps you humble.
But that's why, and watch me circle back here.
Here we go.
And that's why I started playing tennis.
Tell me.
Because on 2 sides of things, like one, we're in this business. It's just all about like no's and yeses. You just have to be at the behest of other people. So it's nice to like be doing something that has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? And then 2, it's a workout. And then 3,
Hell yeah.
and
Dude, those tennis bodies, and I'm looking more at the women, but I've looked at some of the men. The tennis bodies are nice.
I'm lean.
You're lean, girl. Okay.
My mom texted me and was like, "The tennis is doing good." Like I'm lean. You noticed the sundress. When I came in, he commented.
I noticed
on
the sundress. I noticed
that. You
that.
can't wear it without being a certain level of TV fit.
Here we go.
And then the third thing though is, it just like keeps you. I like playing sports because it's so basic. It's like you either hit the ball in,
put this in that thing.
That's it. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and it keeps you humble. Because you're also not amazing at it yet.
Yeah.
You know, but it's humble without it being soul crushing.
I love track from the standpoint of it's like, hey, you see this line? We're going to start here. You see that line? We're going to go there. Who can do it fastest? Tell me about a worst birthday you've had. July 1st.
So I have like 2.
Great.
And I was trying to think. Okay, so I'll give you the first one. It's quick. So I told you my mother's from Grenada.
Yep.
It's in the Caribbean.
Yep.
I was in Grenada with my mom for my 8th birthday, and I stumbled upon
Here we go.
birthday decorations.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, like in the house, you mean?
Like in her suitcase.
Like you looked
I
through her
snooped,
shit.
yeah,
Okay,
there
so
we go.
because you were living in L.A. till you were 8?
Yeah, we were just visiting in Grenada.
And you're visiting down there. Got it.
We're on a
Okay.
trip.
Okay.
Because like I would go for like a whole summer.
Sure.
And
could be worse.
it could be worse.
Could
At the
be worse.
time, I was
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, thank you, because I have 2 passports.
That's
I'm never
so
going to
cool.
jail.
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I see these birthday decorations. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
I'm having a party.
That's sweet. Your mom packed birthday stuff. That's
Yes.
sweet.
My
Yeah.
mom is that kind of person. She still does that, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's my birthday. It's July 1st. And I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
Something's going to go down.
Here we go.
Today.
I saw the
I saw
decoration.
the decorations. Something's going to go down. It's like noon. You know, as like kid birthdays start early.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like at noon, I'm like, what's going on? 1 o'clock.
It's
I'm
starting to
like,
get late now.
mhm.
Yeah.
So 1 o'clock, no one's there, and
You're by yourself?
I'm so like the way that our house is in Grenada, it's like 3 houses that are connected.
Okay.
So I'm in like the front house. I know milling about is happening in the back house, but there's like concerted effort keeping me at the front house. So I'm like, okay, it's on.
Yeah.
But like no one's coming.
Right.
So I know that there's something happening, but no one's coming. So I go to the back and I'm like, oh, like I act like and my mom's like, oh my God, you know? And she's like, well, we're trying to have a birthday for you, but no one has shown up yet.
Oh,
And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you know, like what? Okay. So my mom's like, well, let's just wait a bit. 4 o'clock.
Oh.
I'm in the front house.
This is your 8th.
This is my 8th birthday. 4 o'clock, I'm sitting on the front veranda, and my uncle, without stopping, just passes through and says, the party bust and keep it moving. The party bust is West Indian for this is a fail.
This is a
Like
fail.
your party fell through. And honestly, like to this day,
Oh,
I'm
that's sad.
still scarred
Yeah.
by him saying that. Now, here's a happy ending.
Yeah.
In true West Indian fashion,
Yeah.
5 o'clock, everyone shows up.
Are you serious?
As if this was the prompt
Yeah.
start time.
That's
I
the
asked-
culture? Is that the culture?
Yes, we're just everyone's
That
just
late?
too chill, man.
That late?
Yes, they're either very late or very early. It's
Okay.
one of the
so
two.
either way, hosting a party is impossible.
It's
to
impossible
get the food right.
Yes,
and
it's
right.
impossible. And so, and like, it ended up being like I have pictures from the
Yeah.
25 kids from the neighborhood like showed
Right.
up. My cousin showed up in this like gown. We
Right,
did like a
right.
fashion show.
Right.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, but you had 4
I'll
hours
never
of panic.
I will never forget that panic for those 4 hours. As a kid, 4 hours is extremely long.
Tommy Johnigan's worst birthday, and I forget what year it was. It was maybe 11 or 12, but they threw a big party for him, and they got the big Pizza Hut pizza, and he just tells about standing in front of his apartment watching cars drive by, and no one ever showed up. And to this day, he won't celebrate his birthday. People, I mean, I think
You
everyone,
don't lose it.
the ultimate, the biggest fear for all humans is rejection.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing more feeling rejected than trying to celebrate and no one shows
I'm
up.
having a Memorial Day party.
Yeah,
I had one last year.
Yeah.
It was packed like a dick.
I'm sure.
Am I still anxious?
Yes, yeah.
This year, that I'm still like.
And you think it's because of this 8th.
It's always because I
Yeah.
hear my bitch ass uncle.
That's a funny thing, though.
Walking
It's a party
through
bus.
the party bus. Like
Uncles will keep you humble too.
I remember the glasses. Just,
yeah. But it wasn't. It
he
just
had an
everybody
afro.
everybody showed up late, huh?
But it was so late.
So
Kosta,
what?
because you have to think, I'm waking up at 7 a.m. I'm 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
right.
it's a whole day of just, and I'm an anxious person.
Okay.
So I'm just like,
Okay.
so to this day. And the other birthday,
So wait, how are you gonna? I think our listeners would be curious to learn how you're gonna guarantee that people will show up to your Memorial Day party.
I mean, I
What do
do
you
a
do to
couple
get-
things.
yeah, tell
I
me.
send save the dates.
Physical?
Well, just email, but
Emails,
like
yep.
and also I text.
Nice.
So text is way more personal than an email.
I agree. And it sounds to me, and this is the key, I think, that you just do naturally. You're way ahead of the game. I mean, you're not doing this Tuesday
No.
for Monday. This has been probably people have been notified a month
They
before.
have. Yes, they have.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
also really key, everybody. Give it some time.
So like my birthday is July 1st.
Yes.
I started planning my birthday
Yeah.
in March
Wow.
because I wanted to do a getaway.
Okay.
And people, especially in LA,
Yeah.
are the flakiest
Oh,
flakeonomies
these motherfuckers.
And here's the other thing. The other way to help is like when people know that they can't get their money back.
Yeah. Right. For sure. I mean,
That's key.
we need your check. We need your deposit. Yeah.
So for my
what are
getaway,
what are you doing? Yeah.
We're going to Palm Springs. I rented a house.
Dope.
Me and my 6
I'll
homegirls.
make sure I'm available.
And everyone is confirmed,
Yeah.
has given me their money.
Yeah.
It has been made very clear that
Smart.
you can't get your money back.
You'll still get some people that won't, I bet. But you're going to have enough. You got 6
Well,
girlfriends?
there's 6 of us.
That's killer.
Well, it's me. It's a good time.
That's going to be a good time.
It's a good time. It's like we go there on Friday night. We're
Yeah.
there Saturday, Sunday. We leave Monday morning.
Palm Springs is really fun.
It is.
I know. It's such a
And
cool
our
little...
house that we got is like fucking major. Everyone's tasked with bringing an activity. It's going to be a fun time.
You're organized as shit.
But here's
you
the
are
thing.
organized as shit.
I am, and listen, my other homegirls like told me, like they were
Yeah.
like, you have to make sure that everyone knows that you can't
Yeah.
back out. Like
Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. And the key though is that at a certain level of adulthood, people also like want something to do,
Yeah,
and they
agreed.
don't want to have to think.
I agree.
So like 2 of my girls were like asking me, is this confirmed?
Yeah,
because these are my plans now.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that. I love when someone says, we bought you 2 tickets to the haunted house. And it's like, bam, we're done. Here's money. Thank you for organizing
Thank
the whole
you.
night. I don't have to think about
I
shit.
don't.
I know.
We're here.
That's smart play. What's your other worst birthday?
And that's what I texted you.
Ugh, in capitals. Ugh. And then you text me LOL, which is just a wasted text, Amanda.
I just, it's tone. You don't know my tone.
I don't know your tone.
So I had to give you LOL
Yeah.
tone.
Yeah.
33.
Damn, how old are you? You don't even look 33.
I'm 35. I turned 36.
Ooh, this is a good one. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Still fresh.
Still.
Oh, I love it already. Tell me all about it.
So, I was living with a boyfriend.
Here we go.
Nope. I had a boyfriend living with me.
Okay. Is that important?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
So
apparently it's fucking real important.
It's very important to denote that this person was living with me.
Okay.
Rent free.
Oh, I understand. Okay, sorry. I thought that was a power play. No, that's
logistics.
Yeah, it was your place.
Yes.
And he moved in to pay rent.
And I, in my youthfulness, so wait, I'm 35, 34?
Come on.
No, it's 32. It's 32.
32.
So I, in my, like, I'm a late bloomer.
Okay.
So, like, I didn't learn, I'm still figuring guys out.
Sure.
So this was one of those, like, learning situations where you're like, oh, never fucking again.
Right. Okay.
But at the time, you're like, well, what he gives me in companionship, I can cover, like, whatever.
Sure.
So he's living with me, and we'd been together a year. So he had spent my 30s.
Where are you? L.A.?
New York.
New York.
So he had spent my 31st birthday with me.
Got it.
And we had a blast. Like, we had went to Orlando. He got me tickets to the Harry Potter shit. Like, I mean, it was
Who do you date?
top-notch.
White guys, black guys, whoever?
White guys never date me. They never.
Really?
I have a joke about this
Sounds
because
like a challenge.
I've heard that you do not like to talk about racism and sexism and shit, so we would never last.
Oh, for real?
But
that's like out. That's out. That I don't like to talk about that stuff. I love talking about that stuff.
you said it's out.
As a white male, I feel like
You probably get bored with being blamed.
well, that's what I mean. I feel like I don't gain anything. All I can do is say the wrong thing. I feel like if I were a minority, it's a little more. I don't know. It's just all I can do is screw up.
That's not true.
You know, I know, but that's how I feel, and I think that's probably how a lot of fucking white males feel, and uneducated white males.
They make it even harder for
held that and then fucking voted for our president. So
yeah, that's the platform they stood
exactly.
on.
And
like,
and
I'm tired of feeling stupid.
Yeah, or like stop giving my jobs to all the fucking robots. You know, and it's like, no, dude, your job is obsolete. Sorry. You know. Anyway.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how we got into that.
I never know when white guys are hating on me. I never know. Like, when black guys hit on you, it's very clear.
Because they're fucking full on.
They're just very direct.
Yes.
It's what's up.
What's up? That means they're hitting on you.
White guys are like, can I offer you a warm beverage? I don't know that this tea means you want to fuck. I didn't know.
It means they want to fuck.
I don't know.
If white guys are talking to you and there's not microphones and cameras, that means they want to fuck, even if there are microphones and cameras. What happened? Headphones fell off. So, yeah, I understand, but maybe it's easier for you to read a black male's advances.
I think I'm just more attuned.
Yeah, makes sense.
And also, like, just for the record, the white guys who have hollered at me weren't like the best of the bunch.
Got it.
And there's always like a seedy, like the ones who have been clear, it's always like a seediness to it that I'm just like, I think you thinking, ooh, like exotic. I don't know. I don't know what she is.
Right.
Ooh, that excites me.
Right.
You know, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So
interesting. Okay.
So this was a black guy, and he was at a point in his life where he's probably still at that point in his life where he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Comic?
No,
okay.
I don't date comics.
Smart.
It's literally like a bottom line.
Oh, there goes that.
Hard line rule.
Yep.
I can't do it.
I got you.
We're too crazy.
I got you.
I tried once.
Okay.
And he broke up.
Who was it? Can you tell me? Or no?
I won't.
Fuck.
Broke up is not even a fair word. We started seeing each other, and he ended it via text with a peace sign emoji.
Oh, shit. Nice play, buddy. Nice play, Roy Wood.
And that was the end of that. And it was just like, I can't even allow this to happen again. I always say comics are rappers with no money.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's the same level of like machismo and arrogance, but just with like out the consistency of money.
No, that's good.
Because I used to date rappers because I was in hip hop.
Sure.
So I've lived that life.
Okay.
Like I've done it.
You need a good white guy. But let's get into it. Let's get into
so this
30
guy,
second. Yeah.
This guy, he's living with me, And the first birthday was great. And I really genuinely don't understand what it was about this birthday that he was just not fucking here for it. And so the morning of my birthday, I remember he had like a production job. He was like PAing or something. So he like got up, right. Yeah. So he got up that morning, left at like 6 a.m. And I got up like 3 hours later. I thought maybe there'd be like at least a card.
Flowers. A little, I got to work, but it's your day. Right. Got you.
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like.
Come on, bro.
Huh. But then I am such a cockeyed optimist that I'm like, oh, the surprise is going to come later.
He's going to work early. He's going to figure it out. Yeah.
Anticipation, you know? So I go throughout my day. Nothing.
What day of the week was it?
This was
probably
like
a weekday, right?
This was like it was a Thursday.
Okay.
It was a Thursday.
Good to know.
Go about my day. And that night, we were going to the club because my publicist at the time was like, oh, like, you can celebrate. They want to give you a table and bottles. You might as well just go get some pictures. Why not? And I'm like, it's my birthday. Who cares? Let's do it.
Yeah. By the way, fellas, this is what fucking clubs do for women on their birthdays. Remember we had Andrea Lowell in here from Playboy? She's like, they just would pay me to go drink at this club on my birthday. It's like, Jesus Christ.
That's what it was.
But this has got to end too with equality, doesn't it?
Well, guys get that too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, no one's ever fucking said that to me.
Chappelle, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, Chappelle. That's right. Chappelle and I get similar
treatment.
All right.
So I go throughout my whole day. I'm sitting in the makeup room at Best Week Ever. It's now 5:30.
Damn.
And I get a text from him. And I'm like, oh.
Here it comes.
It says, what are you doing?
Okay.
WYD.
WYD. That's not how you spell it. Oh, not even. That was the text.
That was the text.
3 letters.
3 letters. So I'm like,
he has had no acknowledgement of your birthday at this point. Oh,
so I'm like, I'm at Best Week Ever. And he's like, all right. That was it. All right. So now I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I get home. I'm sitting on the stoop talking to my homegirl. He comes out the door and is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm talking to Stephanie. He's like, you talking shit about me right now? I'm like, actually, yes. I'm talking shit about the fact that it's 9:30 and you have yet to wish me happy birthday today.
Fuck me.
And he's like, whatever. Goes inside. I come inside and I'm like, are you coming to the club with me or not? He's like, of course I'm coming to the club. I put on my dress. He's like, is that what you're wearing? I'm like, what is happening?
Why is he being such a dick?
I have no idea. We go to the club.
You were looking good.
Yes. It's my birthday.
32. Do it up.
3 dudes walk up that clearly are in the NFL. So, well, it's one NFL player and his 2 cronies. Yep. So they walk up and they're like walking towards us. And I'm just like, why are these men walking towards us? But then my boyfriend like daps them up. I'm like, who are these dudes? He's like, oh, they're hanging with us tonight.
Oh, shit. No.
We're doing business together. What business?
Yeah.
You're a PA. What business?
Well, it starts to get shady, maybe.
So now it just gets shady. Long story short, we go in the club. They sit in my section. They drink all of my liquor. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They're pouring. You know, like if you're in someone else's section, like you're respectful with the rationing.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have like a vodka and Sprite, or you're
gonna chat with the birthday girl for a while. You're gonna be nice to her and be warm to her, and maybe she's like, help yourself to this. Yes.
These guys are pouring full glasses of vodka on the rocks.
Who are these fucking
and
guys?
Just downing them. Then they start smoking weed in a club in New York.
Shit.
And I'm like, so I'm like, you can't do this. Like, I just saw a bouncer get someone else out. Like, you can't do this. I say this to my man, and he's like, yo, chill out, man.
Yo, I'm doing business with these guys.
I'm doing business with these guys. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking these guys.
Yeah.
Get them out of my section. And he's like, man, you just don't know how to be cool. Fine. I'm not the cool sunglasses emoji.
Right,
Fine.
right.
Now they bring a cake. They bring a cake. Kosta, these guys ate my cake.
Oh, fuck. They drank your booze. They ate your cake. They're hanging with your boy.
And my man is literally like lounged out on the banquette like he's posing with Adrienne Llewellyn in Playboy. It was insanity.
And he's staying at your place for free.
And that's why it's important for me to note that.
It is important.
He's staying at my place for free. And so at the end of the night, my publicist is like, I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to just go? She's like, let's go toast by ourselves.
Yeah.
So we are literally like standing by the bathroom. And she's like, happy birthday.
Aww.
And we toast. And I leave this fucker there.
Good.
I leave him there.
And when did you guys break up?
15 days later on his birthday.
On his birthday. Here we go.
Hey.
That's a strong woman. You fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you.
15 days later, on his 30th birthday.
We should get him on this podcast, talk about his worst birthday.
Everyone since he's broke up with me, probably.
Oh, man.
Well, I
You
broke
keep
up
in
with
touch
him.
with him?
No.
No.
I mean, he would attempt to.
That was
but
selfish of him. That was dumb.
It went on the next day.
Yeah.
The next day I had a brunch. He was shitty at the brunch.
He's probably mad. He's probably a little jealous or mad that his girl was, getting attention or more successful than
what?
him or whatever the fuck it
His
was.
friends were the culprit.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
those guys don't count, but his actual friends
Yeah.
would tell him she's selfish.
Right.
I got
Right.
offered to do a reality show, and I told
Yeah.
the people I didn't want to do the reality show because they were like, "We want to do your personal life."
Yeah.
And his best friend said to me, "Why would you stand in the way of his opportunities?"
Right.
And I was like, "Wait, what?
It's not for him.
It's not.
That's me.
It's for me." He
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, but he would be on the show, and that would be a launch pad for him. So why would you stand in the way of that for him?" And I was just like, "This
is weird.
isn't my life."
This is weird.
So those are my shitty birthdays.
I would. You're a very easy person to talk to and with. Unfortunately, we are out of time here at the
It's
Worst
fine.
Birthday Podcast.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But where can everybody find your information? Where would one find Amanda Seals' information?
I've made things very easy for
Please.
you. You can just Amanda Seals Instagram,
we go.
amandaseals.com,
Booyah.
Amanda Seals Twitter.
SEALES, ladies and gentlemen.
And apparently my Instagram stories are a big hit.
Oh, good. Well, I don't know if I follow you on Instagram, but I'm about to.
Yeah, people really come up to me in the street and they're just
For real?
like legit. I'm an only child, so it's nothing
Right,
for me to just
right.
be like, "Hey, I'm talking to a black camera." But people
Okay.
are really about it. So if you want some wisdom and some fun and some jokes,
Check out Amanda Seals on Instagram. I'm sorry that your birthday in Grenada, excuse me. I knew I was going to say that wrong. I'm sorry that started so late.
it's all good.
But I do think you've used that emotion to your advantage as life has progressed.
It has.
And I'm sorry that the club party, that guy was such a douche. But maybe.
But you know what? Now he has to watch me on Insecure on HBO, and
Right.
I know that it kills him in
Right.
his soul.
Well, I also don't think. Yeah, that's insecure on his part. You're talking about the show on HBO, but I'm talking about fucking. That's him
the
being
irony.
insecure. I know, that's the irony.
No.
Amanda Seals, thank you for being here today.
Thanks, Costa.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
Holy shit, we